Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Project. In this module, I want to show you how you can use the status date to automatically move multiple tasks. So first of all, let me create a simple project. I'll call it Project A. And then we'll just have 5 tasks. Task A, Task B, Task C, D and E. So we've got 5 tasks, and just indent these under the title. So indent and then give them some durations. So 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. Okay, so that's the duration of the project. That's the project, and I just want to put some names on this Gantt chart. So I'm just double clicking on this white area and going to where it says text and overtyping that with the letter N, which puts the word name in there, which is the task name, and then they appear on the Gantt chart. Now, I've not added any resources, and I want to save this as a baseline. So project, set baseline, set baseline. So baseline has been set when I click OK. So that's a snapshot in time. Now once you save a baseline, this is the entry Gantt table. I'm going down to the tracking Gantt and then show you how this works. So tracking Gantt. Now I've already created a table called Steve's tracking, basically inserted columns, because on the table that you get with tracking, this is the default one, entry, but if I change this, if I go to view tables, that's on entry. If I put that on tracking, it's got some information that I want, but I've added extra fields in there. So I've got the baseline start, baseline finish, and baseline duration as well. So I just added those and then saved it as a new table, and I called it Steve's tracking. So when I do that, I don't have to keep doing it every time I want to use my tracking Gantt. So I've got this now how I want it, and I just need to click on that and just do the auto fit with that and sort these out. Everything's okay. Now I'm just going to update a few of these, and then I'm going to look at the status date, or set the status date. So the status date, if I just show you where it is, by default, if you go into project on the project tab and then project information, the status date, if you don't change it, will always be today. It will be set as today. So if you set that there, and you can also set it there, which I'll do in a second, that then overrides the default of today. Cancel that off. So let's just do a few updates, and this is how I like to update tasks rather than doing 100% complete, because that doesn't give you any information other than the thing's complete. It doesn't tell you if it was before its due date or after its due date. It's not a good way of doing it. I know it's what a lot of people do just for time, but what you should do really, so this is planned, so there's a baseline figure, look, it's planned for 2 days. So let's say they actually took 3 days, and what you get on the Gantt chart then is movement off the Gantt chart there, look. So there's the baseline, there's it's moved off. Now you can do it the other way as well, so it says no days remaining. So if I do this one, this is due for 3 days. If I say it took 2 days, at the moment that'll say 1 day remaining, but if I put 0 in there, that will mean I did that earlier. So that was the baseline and I did that earlier. Now let's just do another one. So that one, let's say that was supposed to be 2 days. Let's say we took 1 day, and there's 1 day left, so that's 50%. And let's do the same on this one. So let's say this took 1 day, so there's 2 days left, and let's say that's taken 2 days, so that will be finished. That's 100%, and that's how that tracking table works, and how the Gantt chart on the right reflects it. So what's the status bar about? So let's say that's happened. What you need to do now is, there's been a delay for some reason. If it's a building site, there's been heavy rain or snow and you can't work, so everything's stopped and it's moved forward a week or so. Let's say you're starting work again on the 22nd of August. So I don't want to be manually moving all these tasks that have still got work to be done, which is these two. I don't want to manually move those forward. I want the computer to do it, but I need to tell it where to go to. So if I set a status date of the 22nd, Monday the 22nd, then click OK, what I can then do is either use update project, which will let me do it there. So I can, it's already picking up the 22nd, but I can reschedule uncompleted work to that date. because I've set a status date, it has put it in there. Just cancel this off for a second. I could also go back to task, and you've got, if I click on these, so the highlighted, it highlights this move option, and then you've got completed parts to the status state or incomplete parts to the status state, which is what I want, and that's going to do the same thing. But I'll go back to the project bit and use this update project, and it's going to say reschedule uncompleted work to start after Monday the 22nd, and then OK, and then those two tasks shoot forward because all the rest of the work's been done, so that's complete. Now you're starting on this date. Now that's after that status date. That's what it said after the status date. So if you wanted that to come back a day, you'd have to change that. So basically that's just how the status date works. You can use the status state in an analytical way when you're using earned value tables, and then you can see how your project is progressing. So I've got another video on earned values, and the status state is used on that, but this is just a very quick look at the initial use of a status state to move incomplete parts of a task forward to a specific time. So hopefully that video was of use for you. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.